We know is the eternal among the non-eternals. That is very much commonly known. But here is a special implication that which is nityanam, which is nitya. Nitya means we are mortal as if they are immortal. Gods and goddesses live for longer period. So we may be 100,000 lifetime of ours will be there one life. In that sense, so he is the Nitya, he is the eternal amongst the all eternals, so-called eternals. Chetanas Chetananam, all the Chetana, eh, conscious entity, all that things moves and vibrates. Among that, which is the real consciousness, behind all the consciousness or awareness. Eko Bahunam, Bahu means many. Being act one, he supplies the needs. The Bidodhati Kaman, Kama means the desires. Whatever people desire, pray to God, and He fulfills the desire. So that's why it said, Eko Bahunam Jo Vidhati Kaman. Tat Karanam, He is cause, that one cause. And he gets meditating on that, Sankho Yogo Digamyam, which who is achieved by comprehending the philosophy and religious disciplines. It does not come in just saying so, but by practicing spirituality and discipline, as you do, Gyatva, knowing this way, not by intellectually, that is the emphasis. Gyatva means normally knowing. We know things through our senses. I see, I know. I hear, I know. I touch, I know it is hot and cold. So knowing means this. But here it does not mean knowing Brahman like that. But knowing Brahman here means Sankho Yoga Udhigamyam. It is to be analytically always understand what is the truth and truth. And yoga, uniting or concentrating the mind in the truth. So these two practice, dual practices. Jnana, Bhakti, Ramakrishna said. Jnana means bhakti. Here, Jnana and Dhyana, meaning bhakti is also included. That means to understand that not intellectually, today someone is telling that I feel that everywhere is consciousness. And if you feel, I understand. And I understand that everything is divine. Then why? What is more to do? Only that you have what you are talking first be use your pay attention to your language. You understand. You know in which level. You know maximum in your intellectual level. Oh yes, everything is constant. We are understanding now. But it is not that is not the point to understand. Do you understand that it is all bliss? He was arguing much, but afterwards I say, do you understand? Do you feel that it is all joy? Whatever you see is pulsating with joy. Do you know what happens when one attains to that state of oneness of cosmic consciousness? They become thrilled with, flooded with joy, bliss. They feel the bliss everywhere in the body, inside, outside. Do you have that? They said no. Then how are you saying that you understand? You intellectually understand. But that is not realization. So realization is more important. And that needs sadhana. That is the point here he's saying. It is good to know that one consciousness is there, one reality is there, one God is there who fulfills all the desires of all the created beings. So this is knowledge. But to experience that, you will have to do sadhana, sankha, and yoga. Here in this verse, tat karanam sankha yogadhi gamyam. So one is released from all fetters of bondage, realizing Him, which is the cause of all, which is comprehensible and is comprehensible to the philosophy and religious practices, disciplines. So this next verse I read also, that what is that reality, what we'll experience by this practice, that state where the sun does not shine there, natatro surjo bhati, that the material sun does not shine. That means it does not shine, does not mean that it is darkness, but it is much different than that of the light of the sun. The sun has no entrance there. Such an undescribable, blissful state there, bright, brilliant, beyond all darkness. So that is indicated natatro surjo bhati. That means it is not a dark place. But at the same time, it is not the sun's light. Don't think after realization you will see the scorching sun's rays in your body. It's not that. How to indicate that? That's why they are saying Natatta Surja Bhati. You see that you're overwhelmed with the moon's beauty and started stars in the sky. Their brilliance, their sweetness pales into nothing. Natatro Chandratarakam Nema Vidhuto Vanti. These lightnings, it's a powerful light, no? It is not that type of strong light, not a true. No Vidhuto Vanti. Now you are thinking of this fire. You see the fire in your sacrificial fire. Where this fire stands, it's nothing. So it is saying in a negative way, indicating to something which is indescribable. And Swamiji was so fond of this. Swami Shuddhananda said that when Swamiji used to say, stand in the ground of Belur Math and pointing towards this sky, he used to point out that whole world will change as it were. Yeah, he used to feel it is a elevated mood. An entire atmosphere will be charged in that. Natattu Surjubhati. This is one of most favorite person. Powerful, very powerful. And now Tameva Bhantam. But because he, that absolute reality, that light of light, that consciousness of the consciousness, that prana of the prana, that mana of the mana, that reality is Bhantam. He shines. Anubhati, Sarvam. All these things you are seeing, shining, manifesting, and expressing, it is because of that one. And Tasya Bhasha Sarvavidam Vibhati. By his light, everything becomes lighted. So this is the idea of oneness, at the same time, how in diversity we can think of oneness. This is meditation. Then you can think of the sun, but not the sun's brilliance, not the moon's softness, serenity. No, it cannot be. Neither this can be experienced as the reality, neither that as reality, and neither the all the stars in this dark night. If you can go any place, you see the beauty of the stars. The whole sky is full of stars, limitless, and that beauty of that far distant star is not like that. And the brightness or the burning expression of the what you call fire, it is not like that. Therefore, only understand. But he is the source. He shining everything, science. He shining everything. He is there, that's why everything pulsating. He is there, that's why everything exists. It exists, that's why everything exists. Ocean exists, that's why all the waves and ripples exist. So his existence is the fundamental, and all other existence are apparent. And his shining nature, anything you feel shining, behind that he is the shining reality. It is really beautiful verse for meditation. Now, the next verse is 15. It is also saying, this is the only way, there is no other way to get the freedom. एको हंसा एको
एको
हंसा
हंसः
भुवनस्य अस्य
भुवनस्य अस्य
मध्ये स एव मध्ये स एव
देशेव
अग्निशलीले अग्निशलीले
अग्निशलीले
संनिविष्ट
सन्निविष्टः
तमेव विदित्वा
तमेव विदित्वा
अतिमृत्युमेति
अतिमृत्युमेति
नन्नो पन्था नन्न
नान्नो
पन्था
पन्था
विद्यते अयनाय
विद्यते
विद्यते अयनाय
अयनाय
एको हंसा
एको
एको
हंसः
हंसा भुवनस्य मध्ये
भुवनस्य अस्य
मध्ये
मध्ये
स एव अग्नि
स
स
एव
एव अग्नि
अग्निः
सलिले सन्निविष्ट सलिले
सलिले
सन्निविष्ट
सन्निविष्टः
तमेव विदित्वा तमेव
तमेव
विदित्वा
विदित्वा
अतिमृत्युमेति अतिमृत्युमेति
अतिमृत्युमेति
नन्न पन्था नन्न पन्था
नन्नपन्था
विद्यते अयनाय
विद्यते
विद्यते अयनाय
अयनाय
अस्य भुवनस्य of this world which we see, this everything is permeated by that reality. So that idea. Asya bhuvanasya madhe, in the midst of this world, what we see, visible universe, ekaha hamsa, is not the only one. Hamsa means the destroyer, hamsa means here swan, but here it means it destroys the ignorance. One who destroys, the swan is a sun, destroys darkness. Like that, it Hamsa means destroyer of ignorance. Ekaha, that one, destroyer of ignorance. Saiva, that same reality who is the destroyer of all ignorance. Saiva Agnihi, he alone, solile sannivistu, he has entered into the water. Giving an example, it is everywhere. How to bring our mind into constant contemplation. That is only one. That's why she is saying that same truth which is beyond all darkness is entered into the earth, Bhuvanasya, entered into the waters, Solile, Tameva Eva Agni, Solile Sannivishta. Eva Solile means in the water, Sannivishta means is entered or it is station, Agni. Tameva Viditva, knowing that reality, Mrittumotteti, you conquer death. Mrittu is the death. Death is ignorance. This death does not mean death of the physical body, but it is the death of our soul. We are all dead because the real nature of ours is totally forgotten and we live in a different identity which we are not. So this is the death of the body, death of our real nature, death of our real soul, that which is all Ananda. So we are Ananda Sarupa. That is dead for us. And we live in the life with little happiness and little suffering, little joy and little just it's a what a disaster. That's why it is death. That is the death. Upanishad is saying that's the death of our soul. And as if that is gone from our life. And we are only just spending our days in survival mode. One day is gone, okay, today is good, oh, tomorrow what is bad coming, so always fear and fear and fear. So, mrittumatteti, that is the, you can conquer the death. Ayanayo, for emancipation. Ayanayo, for this emancipation, no other path. Anna was another, pantha means path, navidyate. There is no other way to overcome this ignorance unless you see that in this entire universe, that reality is permeated into it, and that is also in the water and also Agni and in the fire. So that's the one destroyer of ignorance. That is the one destroyer of ignorance. Who can destroy the ignorance? Only this knowledge. The one destroyer of ignorance in the midst of the universe. That knowledge and that Satchidananda self has entered into the universe. He alone is the fire which stationed in water. In say jal in water, there is a different way of explaining that in water there is a fire element also. Five elements which we normally know: earth, air, water, space, and what?
Hi.
Eh?
Vayu.
Vayu, air. So all these elements are not totally air. Air is not air. Air has other four elements. So the major part is the air. Another one fourth of that other, say four items are five elements. One item you are talking about, say air. Air is the predominant constitution, constituent particle. And then the other four will be 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8. That's the calculation they have done in the Vedanta Sara. That what we do, it is to be understood this way, that when we drink water in our dream, that is the pure water. We breathe the air, it is pure air. So fire, whatever fire in the dream you see, that's the pure fire. So air, water, fire, element, all, and space is also there. That's called pure, 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 pure. Now, when we are now in this space, they say if it is a earth element, chunk of earth, subtle element will come. From the dream, what do you say? You constitute, take pure earth, 50%, and take 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8 of the other four. That makes the earth what we are feeling here. Yeah. Check one half of the pure air, plus add 1/8, 1/8, 1/8 of the other combined. That is the air we are taking. The water. Water is take the water element as half and 1/8 of the other four. So that is the just to give an idea how gross and subtle works. So that's why he says Solila Samadhavin. In the Solila, Agni is also there. The fire is there. You don't see the fire. So similarly, in the material world, you see no consciousness. It is like a fire in the water, which is apparently contradictory. In the water, there is fire. If you say so, it is not rational. It is not. Huh? But from this analytical way of the Sankhya philosophy or their ideology of creation theory, it is subtle water is there, but 1/8 part of the fire element is also inside. But we don't see the fire. Similarly, in the water, fire is embedded. We don't see that. Similarly, in the world, there is the consciousness. I don't see it. Our eyes are that way covered. Therefore, we have to say what? That in the one destroyer of ignorance is in the midst of this universe. And that he alone is the fire which is stationed in water. Realizing him alone, one overcomes death. There is no other path for emancipation. The footnote given here, by speaking of God as the fire stationed in the water, what the Shruti means, the Upanishad means, it indicates that pure spirit is immanent in the world, that I said. Pure spirit, capitals S, P, and S. That means Satchidananda consciousness, or what you call Paramatman, or call the Brahman. That is, it is immanent in the world. However different the latter might appear to be from it. Apparently, it is so different, but it is the constituent part of it. So, as fire is from water, fire comes out of. This is also another explanation. Fire is from water. In point of grossness, AJ, corruption and other unspiritual qualities is the covering our vision. Therefore, the mantra makes it clear that the fire worshipped by the Vedic rishis, which was considered by them symbolically as hidden in the waters, is no other than that this great God concealed in the midst of this world of change and limitation. So this is the point. It is none other than this great God concealed in the midst of this world. It is this world I see, but this God is permeated everywhere. Anyone has any comment? This Swami's reading goes this: the Lord alone is present in the world, in this world. Lord alone is present in this world. He makes it very simplified. The body is nothing but water, and the Lord is present in this as fire. As fire, he burns up the ignorance within. If you know him, you overcome death. There is no other way. He who destroys is called Hamsa. Hanti iti Hamsa. Destroys what? What destroys? Destroys our ignorance. We destroy our ignorance by knowledge, by knowing which we are. Knowledge of ourself is the supreme goal. Vedanta says that you may know so many other things, but if you do not know your own self, you will never be happy. Mundaka Upanishad begins with this question: is there anything by knowing which I can know the entire world? We all understand that it is impossible for us to know everything about the world. There is a vast ocean of knowledge before us, and we can take only a few drops. The Upanishad says that if you know yourself, if you know Brahman, you know everything else. It is like knowing toy animals made out of clay. One may be shaped like a dog, another like an elephant, another like a tiger, but they are all clay. If you know the material of which they are made, then the names and forms they assume are unimportant. So this example comes again and again. Though we see so different, but it is only in the name and form. That's why Vedanta philosophy says that Satchidananda Brahman is the constituent, added with plus you add name and form. I am what? My name and my form is different from your name and your form, but internally it is the same constituent element everywhere. 5 elements constituted my body. Your body is constituted by 5 elements or 24 tattvas, 24 cosmic principles. Your body, my body, everybody is created like that. So if one knows this, that there is one entity behind this manifoldness, that is the knowing clears the life's problem. Brahman is also called Agni, fire, because it burns. Burns what? It burns the impurities, and ignorance is the most greatest impurity. It burns impurities, but ignorance is the greatest impurity. Solila means water, but here it refers to the human body. The body is called solila because the element of water predominates in it. Solile also means in the heart, that is purified. Sankara's idea. Solila means in the heart. A pure heart is one which the ego is subdued. All our impurities, greed, pride, selfishness, and anger come from egotism. If you want to make progress in spiritual life, the heart must be purified and the mind must be controlled. Tamevu viditva, knowing Brahman, you go beyond death. Knowing Brahman means knowing the Brahman in your own self, that you are Brahman. Not knowing Brahman something from me outside, but it is to know I am that Brahman. That's why the great dictums, what is called Mahavakas, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. I, who is I? Not the body, not the mind, not the consciousness, not the ego, but what is the consciousness or truth behind this body. And that God, even God, who creates the entire universe, who is behind that? It is not his power to create or this name and form which we accuse it, behind that cosmic consciousness, that and me are one. Separation, so long there is iteratorem pashyati, iteratorem jigrati, iteratorem uh, sprinoti, then it is dvaitam. It is a duality. I am separate, you are separate, God is separate, I am separate. That's why it is called a dualistic practice. Dualistic practice, we should start from there. Because yes, I am here, and everyone prays, oh Lord, help me. As if he is sitting somewhere away from me, disconnected. He is the King of Kings. I am a poor subject. I am praying and begging and have no connection. Actually, I have no connection. That is the dualistic worship. And that is its place. We'll have to start at there. That is the way spiritual life starts. But it should move on. And then you feel that, yes, who am I? I'm totally separate from him. I am his child. I belong to him. I belong. The branch belongs to the tree. The leaves belong to the tree. I am like little, but I belong to him. I'm connected with him. I'm sustained by him. I'm supported by him. I do not know that, but I am a part of him. So then it becomes the gradual movement in the spiritual life, qualified non-dualism. And now I am a part. Why am I a part? I am. Another jump into the reality. So this experience of I am separate from God, it is a dualistic practice, and that is not the Vedanta will accept it. I am separate apparently in the body, but in essence, that's consciousness I am one. That's why we do this mistake when we speak in the platform. Particularly Vedanta students all do this. They say, I am God. Don't say I am God. I cannot be God. God is a giant personality, and we are a tiny, puny personality. He creates everything. His power is so big. My power, I cannot do little something. He just thinks, let there be world, let there be light, and there is light. And I say, light, light, light. Cry day and night to bring little light. I'll have to work hard. God says, let there be stars. Stars came out. No. And we want to do imitation star, that will take so much energy. And we may not be successful there. So question is that I cannot be God. Never say that. When we tell outside, it creates confusion. He says, I am that. How dare you say like that? With little poison, you will be killed just now. One simply putting one bullet can kill you, and you say you are God, you are divine, you are what nonsense you are talking about. That's why they make the mistake when Christ was, you are God, then you are save yourself. That is seeing the physical side. But God can wish, His wish, everything happens. So I cannot be God. Ram Swami Vivekananda gave the example. An elephant made of clay, elephant is big, and the ant is made of clay. Ant cannot say, I am elephant. You are not elephant. You are clay. As clay, you and elephant, no difference. It is also made of clay, and elephant and clay, ant is also made of clay. But ant cannot be elephant. Elephant is so big. So we cannot, that's why be careful. Whenever you say anywhere outside, technically, guard yourself. I am Brahman. I am Brahman. I am Satchidananda. That's okay. I am Satchidananda. Ramakrishna is Satchidananda. Ramana Maharshi is Satchidananda. Brahman is Satchidananda. Satchidananda is the foundation. And Satchidananda does not mean three qualities. Sat one quality, Chit one quality, and mixture is Brahman. It is not a hodgepodge khichuri. What is Satchidananda means? It is Satchidananda is Sat is an indicative word. Sat means what is there all the time. Easiness. Everything easiness. Table is. Lamp is. Speaker is. Microphone is. Roof. There is a roof. Is. Floor is. I am. So same idea. Existence, existence, existence. You cannot wipe out existence from anywhere. Even if you say it is space, space is. So easiness cannot be taken out from anywhere. That is to indicate that when you are thinking of Brahman, Brahman is there. It does not depend on your acceptance, non-acceptance. Dead body is there. Light body is there. Easiness cannot be removed from anything. Plants is there or are there. Existence, existence. Sun, moon, stars, ghost, fear. Fear is there. Even fear is. Though you say negative connotation, but is. It indicates that perpetual nature of the Brahman. So that's why they say Asti. Bhati. You see everything manifesting in this through your mind. You're closing your eyes, something revealing in your heart, meditating on something. So there is some light, some awareness. So that you cannot divide anywhere. Modern science proves that even subatomic particle you go is all energy. That's this called consciousness. And the AI consciousness is coming now. So we have advanced so much now to understand this Vedanta more easily. Yeah. So there is that easiness there, and consciousness is there, and ananda, third part, joy, bliss. Bliss is everywhere. Bliss is everywhere. No, a brutal man is bliss. Yes. Negativity is also lack of our expected bliss. I expect this much to my idea, this much is called good. If it exceeds that, extremely good. If it does not fulfill my desire, it's bad. So bad and extremely good, they are language and only, but you are mentioning one thing, that ananda is good, how much manifest and how much does not manifest. So these are all indicative words. Sat, Chit, Ananda. They are not the adjectives of Brahman. Don't make it a qualifying thing. It is not qualifying, but it is indicative of the truth which cannot be expressed through words. So the sages have selected these three words, Satchidananda. But it means nothing. It is really not there is Sat and Chit and Ananda. And they come simultaneously. Satchidananda does not come again, first Sat will come, then after 1 year Chit will enter, then someone Ananda will enter. It will be spontaneous. At one stroke it will come. See, if the switch is on, the light, three things come together, is it not? In deep darkness, you are not seeing the bulb. As soon as it is on, you see bulb is it not? And do I not? The bulb is there. Second, bulb is on, when it is light, and there is heat. Heat is ananda, but you cannot feel it unless you go very close. That's why we get ananda only when we go very close proximity of our heart. In meditation, in singing a wonderful song, listening to some good music, or whatever I like, When the mind gets calm, that means mind touches the ground and then you feel the joy. It is always there. We find joy in deep sleep, in going to night time, why we go to bed and I am tired, I am tired, and you sleep. Where do you go? Your mind goes to sleep. And goes sleep means withdraws is expansion and comes to the point beyond which is the ananda. That's why it gets a little touch of joy. People get joy normally by eating something, seeing something, experiencing something. No. But you go to sleep only and you find joy. The joy is where? Where is joy? It's coming from outside. In the when you sleep, does anyone gives you ananda there? You do not know it, but you are in bliss. Everyone finds so much joy in sleep, deep sleep. And deep sleep means your all other actions and activities of the mind is stopped and mind has come to sleep. And when he sleeps, behind is the Satchidananda. And that is the last layer you enter, like the edge. There is much of joy going on. And here is my mind looking this side, was busy whole day, could not check on that. And now it is withdrawn a little bit and then moving, and came here. By that time it is sleeping. So you don't even know where the joy is coming. But yogis know this. Meditators, those who are good meditators, they sit really, have their full control, they sit for meditation, come out with a blissful mood. That's why Maharaj and others, Swami Brahmananda and others, used to emphasize so much of meditation. Because when you go consciously, we are going every day unconsciously to that state. But when you every day move consciously, withdrawing the mind from outside, no seeing, no hearing, no feeling of outside touch, heat, cold, withdrawing the mind more. But mind is aware, conscious, thinking of conscious entity inside. It's Saguna Brahma, Nirguna Brahma, whatever. You can think of Ramakrishna, you can think of Ma, or you can think of light, you can think of whatever as a symbol of consciousness. And move. Forget everything. And if you can really go and touch that ground, in a split second you have transformed. That's why meditation transforms human personality. It is a transformational power inside. And we are not transformed because we have not trained our mind to go to that there to in a calm way and touch that ground. Before that, it runs everywhere. Either it runs or it falls asleep. Tama, two of the big shape of and is what is called two of the obstacles of samadhi. So, but when you touch there, you come back and you see Ramakrishna. What happens there? You need not have to talk about it. See the face of Ramakrishna when he is in samadhi mood. Consciously, you're singing the name of glory of mother or whatever, Brahman or Atman, whatever. Anything can trigger that spirit, and he consciously shoots up into that reality. An instant change, transformation can be felt, and the whole atmosphere will be surcharged with spirituality. So this is the point, that how to reach that point, Satchidananda. But Satchidananda is the one thing, not three. It is to be very much carefully taken into our heart and practice that. So it is said that it is in this body, Solile means in the heart, that is purified heart, not ordinary heart, our mind, but pure mind. Pure heart is one of which is ego is subdued, and all our impurities like greed, pride, etc. is gone. Tameva viditva, by knowing Brahman, you go beyond death. Knowing Brahman means knowing that Brahman is your own self, that you are Brahman. This is how you overcome death. It is not that there is no death. The body is made of flesh and it will be disintegrated. That will be dead. It will perish. It comes from the earth and it will go back to the earth. But you are the supreme spirit and nothing can destroy. When you have this conviction, you conquer death. But this conviction comes only through knowledge. There is no other path, there is no other way to escape death. Okay, so this is the way of thinking one thought.
But Maharaj, even if God can create light and I can't, she won't do it unless I'm watching.
Even if he's
She won't dance if I'm not watching. So even if she can create light and I can't, I think she needs me more than I need her.
that you bhakti school. Yeah. No, these are great ideas, no? Great ideas.
Is it the same thing like that? Samaya, Shanashino, Horshuda.
Swanashena he Horshuda. Yeah. Maya, there is a statement, beautiful statement. Maya covers our knowledge. We don't see our divine self because of Maya. We put the blame. But Maya likes what she likes. She likes that if you can really recognize Satchidananda self, so she will be dead for you. So she likes that defeat before the devotees. So Nasheno, he Harsada. She becomes joyful, cheerful. Mother becomes cheerful. Mother was giving us another way of looking at. Mother has given us the toys. And mother has an infinite number of toys. You give one and we play sometimes. We are tired. Mom is saying, okay, get another one. And then you finish with that. Then she brings another. Continuous supply. But when the child understands, said that I don't want anything but mother, and throws away all the toys, then mother comes forward. That day somebody showed us one small video. There are all this, I told the other day probably, the children who are going to pre-nursery. Mom and dad goes for work, probably they need to put their children into the pre-nursery. And these children cannot come out. and the children, the children, someone recorded that the children are crying, I go to mother, please let it open, I go to mother. Then somebody says, what will you do? I'll go to I'll be in the mother's lap, I'll be happy. And crying and weeping, the children are crying. They said, who is your mother? Well, my mom, what is your name? Mother said, I do not know. My mom is mama, mommy, my mommy. Say that actually Ramakrishna said like that. When the child will say, I don't want anything, I go to my mommy. Mommy's toys, you will no more give toys. Okay, come my child. Ma takes the baby. So this is the point. Nashan or Harsada means she becomes happy when we can throw away all the toys and ask mother.
But she herself became the toy, so when I'm playing, I still have her.
But that experience will come when there is no joy, there is nothing to leave. Then why you afraid? My mother's child does not get afraid anything because she knows his mother playing with me. If you have that wisdom, not intellectual but experiential, then you are done. Mother playing with me in every form, in the form of terror. That's why Swami Vivekananda's poem, the Kali the mother. With boldness, who can accept mother and who can hug the death.
Who dares misery love?
Misery love.
Who dances destruction?
Dances destruction. Mother comes there. No? So this is the point. But we have to see Mother then in both violent form as also in peaceful form, divine form, senior form and the saint form. It's all becoming equal. It's all Mother. That is the philosophy. That is the philosophy of Vedanta. That is the philosophy of Tantra. That is the philosophy of real experience. God has become everything. You call Ma, that's a different thing. You are the mother worshipper. Someone can say it's Christ. Christ is everywhere. Someone said it is Rama. Rama is okay. Is it? So question is that it is she has become everything in the idea by her Maya. She is not deluding. Then this is not a delusion. It's a play, fun, playing with Ma. Ma in the form of everything. So this is a very that is called big Gyanavad or whatever you technically you talk about. Big Gyano. This is the big Gyano. Experience after experience you see the world. Before experience you see it is totally different. And after experience you come back and see that it is the same. Ramakrishna told again and again that when you negation, not this, not this, not this. This toy I don't like. Because it didn't give me, it is minus mother. My view, toy is toy, only toy, it can give me joy. But toy is mother playing in front. I don't know that. Therefore, with the minus God, Ramakrishna said everything is 0, 0, 0. So all the toys we are playing, nothing wrong. It is mother, it is divine. But that I do not know that as a result, I don't see the love, I don't see it as a matter. I check it as a matter. Matter interacting with matter. But when this idea which is matter, I don't care for matter. I want for consciousness. I want for bliss. That is the rejection. That's called the renunciation. That is the renunciation. That is the detachment. That is the power. And when that comes as a spontaneous experience, it should come as an experience. I don't get joy in the matter, material. Looking at the worldview, my worldview is materialistic. That's why it is called worldview, materialistic worldview. Thinking matter has matter, and matter can give me joy. Okay, let us try day and night. And world has failed to reach anything substantial there. For a few days it may look little exciting because it is a new format, one form, okay, it does not, another form, another form. So we do change all the things all the time. But where is the joy, perpetual joy? Where is the possibility of that coming in our life? So this is the point that is when you know it is mother, put one before zero, then it becomes everything is mother. In smile and in your tears, in your joys, in your suffering, in your excitement, in your depression, it is all mother's play. That's why Ramakrishna sang that song. আমি খাই দাই আর মজা লুটি I only eat, drink and just enjoy the life. Actually, they enjoy the life. That's why, that's why Swami Brahmananda Maharaj said, after realization, after Brahmajnana, then our spiritual nirvikalpa samadhi means Brahmajnana. Spiritual life begins. Because then we want to enjoy. Ours is no enjoyment anywhere. We, in the name of enjoyment, we are biting some hard rocks. Finding it is juicy. But if we really get once up from that level, it comes, yes, it is all honey. Madhu Vataritayate. In the wind there blows the honey. In the waters, in the breeze, in the sun, in the moon, every experience, pratibodha viritam, every experience, anything I experience, it is all that realization of joy. That is the peace. And that can be felt experience. So there is no, that's why they become fearless. Whom they will cry, whom they will fear. They know that it is me or it is mother. It is mother, it is mother. Everything is mother in different costumes. So that's the enjoyable thing. People keep different types of mirrors in the room, different curvature. It's for fun. All the reflections are the same, no? For one person. One person reflected in so many ways that all the forms are belonging to that one. So just an idea. So when you see the world, there is no friend, there is no enemy. There is no sin, there is no sinner. There is no holy man, there is no unholy man. It's all one. So this is the. We have to think about it day and night. So we can end here, no? And 5 minutes are there. So, but if you have anything, we can another something to discuss.
Well, Bhairavi Brahmani is feeding Holy Mother the food, and very spicy with lots of chilies, and she's crying but eating it anyway. Is that mother actually does not like Rajasic puja, but she'll take it anyway for my sake? She'll have to eat the spicy food because I'm cooking it with love, but actually she doesn't like it. She'll cry.
I don't know. Yeah. Maybe. In the physical world, all these things will happen. When you are in the physical world, Ramakrishna fell down because he is a Brahmajnani. He sees mother everywhere. Does not mean when he fell down, his arm will not break.
Mhm.
Yeah. But he is not seeing the physical side of it. He's seeing it from the spiritual angle and spiritual eyesight. They have developed this new eyeglass. They get a new eyeglass. Same thing, it appears differently.
The poem that you were mentioning, the Vivekananda's poem about misery love, like he who dares misery love. I never liked that line because I always want to think of it not as like a terrible love, but that maybe it's more that because that's the usual translation, right? Is this like a terrible?
It's in English.
Yeah, so two aspects are there. We first start our spiritual journey with loving God. We don't want a fearful God. That is the beginning stage because we are afraid. No, we want to live, we want to think our existence to keep in this way. And someone is trying to change that, we don't want it. Therefore, that is a very foundational reaction. But when you understand the whole world is mother, and then whom to blame, whom to praise, because it is she alone playing in different roles. That's the experience. That time this question will not come. But for our sadhana, we should start from benign form, start to benign form of sadhana, pray and feel the correction, feel the joy. And then when you mature after that experience, then you will see automatically.
To me, I always think, to me, the misery love meant that you love her so much and that you're not like connected with her, that's the misery.
But that is also misery. That's also misery. That's called pangs of separation. That is called viraha. I am not meeting you. That makes me sad. I am not getting you. Oh Lord, please. That's a sadness. I cry. Ramakrishna used to cry and weep. He used to say every day the sun is setting on the western horizon when he's standing in his room in the Dakshineshwar in the bank of Ganga and the sun is setting. He used to say, Ma, another day is gone. It's uselessly gone. I have not realized you. There's a separation anxiety. And that should be intense. That is also sorrowful. Yes, it hurts breaks the heart.
But didn't Tulsidas also say that even one tear of viraha is sweeter than all the joys in the world?
Yeah, but that it comes in time, and tearfully crying for that, though apparently it seems little painful, but if you cry for God one day, your heart feels in joy. Tears will be here, but joy will be here. That is the difference between spiritual joy, spiritual suffering, and worldly suffering. Worldly suffering, here is trouble, here is trouble. And spiritual joy, here is tears, here is joy. One question has come: if our senses are unrestrained, we may commit great sins because we do not properly analyze our actions of whether what we are doing is right or wrong. How to bring unrestrained senses under control. Unrestrained senses, yes, that's our struggle now. We are all spiritual seekers and we are struggling with that unrestrained your senses. Senses mean the eyes wants to see beauty, ears want to hear only beautiful music, nose wants beautiful fragrance, tongue always sees what items of good food, touch will see softness or hardness or heat or cold, whatever. So these are the natural tendencies God has created with this. It has become unrestrained. Why? I never watched my mind what it is going for and what is getting. And mind follows whatever senses bring some information here. Mind, it goes to the prana to the mind, go to brain, and then come to the mind. Mind then immediately gives, okay, well, let us go, let us go. So we run for that thing. We have ran for many things, for what is called fried food. And mind has got a taste. Tongue also got a taste. The tongue says good, good. Mind says yes, yes. And now our guru saying no, 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 restrain, restrain. Cholesterol getting high. Restrain, restrain. Restrain, I restrain, but they say no. Momentum of the past. So this struggle will continue. Now I recognize that my mind is running unrestrained. If I understand that and I am aware, I may forget 10 times, but as many times I remember, no, 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 I need a healthy living, a spiritual living. Because I have tried that, it didn't give me what I wanted. Rather, it has disappointed me. So I should not do that, spend my time. It's nothing wrong to go and again test that. Nothing wrong. But it's the wastage of time. My life is short. I will have to utilize this period in proper way. How can I do that? Therefore, responsibility comes. Mind, we have to teach our mind. No, 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 no. I can allow you 10 times more. But it's the wastage of time of all this because you have tested and you came back to me what you call not satisfied, dissatisfied. So why are you pulling me again into it? If I go, okay, I go today again, then will you be giving guarantee that you will not again, if you not get satisfaction, will you restrain yourself? So we will have to talk to our mind, we will be alert and we will be observer of one part of our mind will observe the other part. And then that witness idea, not witness consciousness. Don't go, we all go in one jump to the witness consciousness. Let us start from there. And then literally see the action. If we do that and teach the mind why it is not and why it is, and tell that yes, you have this experience, but you every time come back crying. I wanted that, but now I know and I would know and I won't understand. And that's why I'm eating so much. I'm bloating. Oh, I need some medicine. We want to get some antacid. So, okay, you have done that once, you have done that twice, you have done that thrice. Now say yes, no today. No, 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 no. Okay, I will get two antacids. Okay. So to talk to the mind and again, if we can discuss with the mind will then cooperate and say, no, 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 no. done that, but let me try this. So that awareness is necessary. It is practice, spiritual practice. But to be jnana, the path of knowledge is important. This analysis is necessary. Unless we analyze, this direction will not be settled. We will be again misled. So that's why, as in driving the car, you should have a full control on your wheel. Unless that turning is in your control, it will be disaster. So that turning, that is controlling the mind, always be careful to analyze and give mind sufficient reason and experience, that mind will let understand, no, 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 it is not. And if mind turns into another direction, life is changed. It's the mind. Again and again we read that line, no? Mind is the cause of bondage, mind is the cause of liberation or freedom. For total freedom, mind gives total freedom. Ramakrishna said, when the mind becomes perfectly pure, that gives the realization, and that is equal to Brahma Jnana. The same mind. So we have to work on that. All our Patanjali Yoga, all our Ved, what we are reading, it's only mind. Because what we did in 1 hour, our thought was in some other level. So we forget the world. We are practicing renunciation. This 1 hour we were renouncing all other things. Like that, if you think that if I can increase 2 hours, if you can keep my mind 3 hours, naturally, it will automatically. We are not crying, oh ho ho, I'm not having the other things, but we are happy with this type of thinking. That if that can, it's a hint, if this can give us this much satisfaction, mental satisfaction, but if I increase this 2 hours, if we do 3 hours, 4 hours, go on increasing every day, little by little, you are renouncing the world little by little. You need not have to make any effort. So this is the thing. We have to be aware and take action. Thank you all. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Namastu. So tomorrow will be our gospel class. Swami Medhananda will give, because we had some board meeting, but that's why I kept myself free. But now the board meeting is not there, so we are happy. Board vice president is here also.